Good morning. This is Dr. Shaik, Associate Professor in CSE Department of Marri Laxman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. In the previous session, we discussed about the different types of the system models. We discussed about the behavioral model, interaction model, context model, etc. in the previous session. So in today's session, we are going for the next part, that is the system design of the design engineering. So let's start. What is the meaning of the system design? So system design, it is one of the important discipline, you can say, or one of the important part in the development of a software. So in this one, what system design will do means, it is the intersection of the architecture, scalability, distributed system, data design, operation, and product thinking. It means what is the actual requirement of the customer, and how the interaction and how the design interfaces, everything will be designed in this one. How the communication will be taking place, and how many number of the users will be using that software. Based on that, that system design will be prepared. So what we can say, it just transfer the requirements into some design blueprint. Means after taking the customer requirements, then we are transforming it into the format of some design for the software. So before sending to the development team or for the coding team, we need to complete this process. So here, bridge between analysis and the coding, it means what, before coding and after the requirements. So it defines the structure, components, and interfaces, as I said. So what is the actual definition of a system design? Means it is the process of defining the architecture, components, interfaces, data flows, operational characteristics of a software. So what it means how many number of the components are there, how many sub modules are there, or how many number of modules a software application. Then how the data flows, how the connections between the different modules are there. Then what are the operations are there. Suppose if I click on any module, what will be happening, everything will be described in this design process. So it is going to answer some of the questions like, what components does the system need. So based on the customer requirements, we need to design the number of the components. So how many components are there, it may be 5, 10, okay, and how many sub components are there. Then how do these components communicate, means how they are interrelated to each other, if any module are or sub module are connected to the other module or not, that we have to check it. Then how will the system scale with more number of user, it means what, how many number of the users can able to use that particular software applications when it is developed. Then how will we ensure the reliability and availability. So uh, based on the design only, we can say this application, that software application can be reliable, and it will be available for so many number of users, we can say. And what data should be stored and how should it be modeled. So how much amount of the data it can accept. Suppose any module is there, like for the college management system, for the student data, how much amount of the data we can upload for the notes, like that. So we can say that in this system design, what is the amount of data should be stored, okay, and how it can be modeled, what is the limit used, and what is the limit to be given for students and for the faculties to upload the material, like that. Then what trade-offs are involved in each design choice. These are the some of the questions which can be arise, or you can say, before going for the system design, we need to remember these type of the questions. Then, so why it is needed, why system design is needed? Because system design is not just for the, you can say, engineers, or the, you can say, company managers, okay, or architects. So every engineer, every type of the engineers benefit from understanding how the system works. So in the company, in any company, before going for the any this one software development process, every engineer need to be benefited. So in what way it got benefited means it determines whether the system will scale. So we can say that how many, depending on the number of the users, it is going to determine how the system will scale. Hence poorly designed system break under lead. You can say well designed software application can be support millions of the users, like, then it improves reliability and the user's experience. So it also give the benefits like prevent the downtime, outages and data loss. Then it reduces the long term engineering cost. So if you are going with the system design, good architecture prevents the technical debt from spiraling. So that's why this designing is very much important. Then it helps the team collaboration will be there. So among the team members, if the design is uh, correct, or you can say accurate, or you can say there is no issues are there, then easily team collaboration will be there. They can understand architectural understanding keeps team aligned. It means what requirement teams collaborate easily with this design team, and design team, once they prepare the design, they can forward to the implementation team or the coding team, and it will which will goes to the testing team, etc. So that's why it helps team to collaborate. Then it's essential for the interview. So big technical companies heavily evaluate the system design skills, so architecture, UI design, web designer, we can say. So that's why it's essential for the interviews purpose. So that's why a system design is needed. Now we'll see what are the objectives of the software design. As I said, software design is very much important concept in the software applications or the development of any software. So we have to follow certain objectives for the software design. So that is correctness. Is there a good design? Should be correct means it should be implement all the functionalities of the system. Means suppose if we prepare any application design, if we click on any module or submodule, it should accurate, you can say it should be correctly clicked and give the display or content of particular submodule. The efficiency, so a good software design should address the resources, time, cost and optimization issues. So that comes under the efficiency. Then flexibility. So a good software design should have the ability to adapt and accommodate changes easily. It means what? Any type of the changes, later stage, you can say during the coding time, that time also we can able to modify. So that's why it should have the ability to adapt and accommodate the changes easily. It include designing the software that allows for modification, enhancement, and so without requiring any rework, we can say. So you can say flexibility is also one of the objective of the software design. Understandability, so a good design, so whatever the design, it should be clearly understand, okay, which will be helpful for the other teams who may go for this implementation and coding. So it should be easily understandable, it should be modular, as I said, and all the modules are arranged in the layers. As I said, whatever the software applications are there, it should clearly define, or it should show clearly number of modules, submodules, components, subcomponents, etc. Then completeness. The design should have all the components like data structures. I already discussed about the modules, external interfaces, how it is going to communicate with the external interfaces, how the interaction will be taking place between the user and the system. Everything will be done in this completeness. Then another objective is the maintainability. So a good software design aims to create a system that is easy to understand, modify, and maintain over time. So if the design is good, if the design is correct, you can say it is very simple to you can modify and to maintain it in the implementation of a software development. Now we'll see the some of the types of the, you can say, system design or software design. So it can be categorized into two types of the categories, that is the high level design and the low level design. So if we see this diagram here, high level design and low level design is there. So low level design, you can say, focus on the internal component logic, whereas this high level design focuses on the architecture and the major components like major modules. Okay, so for example, in the high level design, it focuses on the APIs, application programming interfaces and services, databases, what type of the databases we are going to be used, like MySQL, MongoDB, etc. Then message queues, okay, info, then caches, load balancer, microservices, and monoliths, and high level DFD diagrams, data flow diagrams. Whereas the low level design main focus is on, like, you can say, internal components. So what logic we are going to be implement. So that's why here some examples for the low level design, like class diagrams, data models, algorithms, object interaction, and state transitions. So these are the two types of the categories where we can implement the system design, either high level design and low level design. So we can divide it. So in the with the help of the high level design, we can develop the number of the components and the actual architecture, various types of the databases, you can say, main features are there that we can add in the high level design. And the low level design describes about the some models, like previous class we discussed some diagrams, okay, class diagrams, data model, etc. Now next part is the software design concepts. So we are having some important design concepts which will be helpful in the designing of a system, or you can say designing of a software. So these concepts are defined, or you can say these are the principal idea or invention that comes to our mind in thought to understand something. Like this software design concept means the idea or principle what is behind the design. Okay, so it describes how you plan to solve any type of the problem. Like suppose we want to design an application for a library management system, what is needed, how many number of the users can be there to use that particular library management system application, and what are the number of the modules will be there, how many students can be access that application at a time, and inside how many components, subcomponents, etc., like that. So that's why design concepts are important. So how you are going to design a software, okay, so it will give you idea about the how on what basis we have to design the software applications. Okay, so that's why, so one by one we'll see. So any type of the problem or any type of the designing of the software, these are the some of the software design concepts. In that, first one is the abstraction. So abstraction means what? Hiding of the irrelevant data. Like I want to give one simple example. Suppose if you want to purchase any vehicle like car, then we are not asking about the its internal parts, what how it is developed and everything. Just we see the main features of the car and we will go for booking. So same way here also in the software design, one of the important design concept is the data abstraction. So which data is not related, which is irrelevant data, we are going to hide that one. Hiding of the irrelevant data is there. So hide the details to reduce complexity and increase the efficiency or the quality. Like for example, in the library management system, for the students there is a separate login, and for faculty there is a separate login. So student can see only the limited number of the options will be there, whereas for faculty we can say they can see the more number of options. So in that application we have to hide the number of options for the students, like that is not related to the students. Okay, that type we can hide. So that is the meaning of the hiding the irrelevant data. The data which is not useful for the students, we are going to hide it from the student login. Then second one is the modularity. So modularity means we are going to divide a system into the set of the modules. So total number of the modules, how we can design means based on the requirements, it is going to be divided into set of the modules or number of the modules. Okay, into smaller parts we can say. Large system we are going to divide into the subparts or parts, that we call it as the modules. That is the meaning of the modularity. Then third important design concept is the architecture. So in the architecture which is going to design any type of the structure means some representation will be done. So here it simply means technique to design a structure of something. So in designing software is a concept focus on various elements and the data of the structure. So it is going, we'll see in the remaining session about this, how we are going to design the different types of the architectures. Okay, so architecture is a technique for designing the structure, you can say, how many layers will be there, etc. We'll see in the remaining session more about this architecture. Fourth one is the refinement. So refinement means you can say in simply we are going to refine the data, you can say. In this design also, any type of the impurities are there and that are present in the design, so which is not needed, we can remove it with the help of the refinement. It is going to remove the impurities. So it will increase the quality of your applications, of course. So refinement concept in design is a process of developing or presenting the software or system in detailed manner. So if we go with this refinement, then it is going to you can say you'll get a good quality. So that's why refinement can be done for the design process. Then another design concept is the pattern. So how the pattern is used in the designing. So that is simply means a repeated form or design in which the same shape is repeated. Like we are having the student login, in that we are having some three modules, and faculty login is there, some modules are there. So whether we are going to implement the same type or repeated type of the forms or repeated types of the patterns or not. So here, to form a pattern, the pattern in the design process means the repetition of solution to a common problem, okay, within the context. The next design concept is the information hiding. So information hiding means hiding of your data. So simply we are going to hide the information which cannot be used. It's like data abstraction only, but in data abstraction we have to hide the you can say sub modules or modules from the users. Whereas in this information hiding, the information is hidden from the unwanted access, like unauthorized user, we can say. Only the particular users or the users who are having the access can able to see the data or the information. So in that also, and one of the important concept in the system design. So it is achieved by designing the modules in manner that information gather already said contained in one module is hidden. So it means what we can, one module is independent of another one. So whatever the information stored in one module, that same information cannot be shared to the other modules. So in that way we are going to hide the information and cannot be accessed by the any other modules. That's a part. Then last design concept is the refactoring. So refactoring means reconstruct something. So in this one, simply we are going to reconstruct if any module or sub component, sub module, sub unit, sub part are missed. That time we are going to do this refactoring. Suppose if we forget to add the sub modules to any module or any images, okay, in the design phase, like a home page is there, login page, registration. During that time, if we forgot any of the things, that time we are going to follow this refactoring. That so refactoring simply means reconstructing something in such a way that does not affect the behavior of any other features. So that is the last type of the design concept. Now, now we'll see the software design phases. So any software design phases consist of six types of the phases, right? So software design phases it is travel through one end to another, we can say, from one phase to another phase. So here uh, it will be, you can say, how it is going to travel means end to end, one end to another end, making and software well with the completion of requirements means after taking the requirements from the customer, how the design will be taking place, the total process will be there in the software design phases. Okay, so we are having some software design phases like understanding the project requirement, then research analysis and planning, technical design, prototyping, user interface design, and designing the software. So these are the some of the important, you can say, software design phases. We'll see one by one. First one is the understanding the project requirement. So understanding project requirement means before going into the design, first part or first thing is the requirements means what the uh, uh, customer needs actually, why what it, for its business. Okay, for his business, what the customer actually needs. So it will ensure the team understand what the customer needs, and you can say what the business goals are there for the customers, etc. Okay, so this understanding sets the foundation for creating the design that meets the user and the business need. So first part is the understand the requirement given by the customers. So that is taken by the company manager will be there, or the in charge person, requirement analyst will be there, you can say, any person. So before going for the design, this is the first step, that is the understanding the project requirements. Then once it is completed, we are going for the second type of the phase, that is research, analysis and planning. So based on the requirements means after understanding the project requirements which are provided by the clients or the customers, the next phase we are going for the analysis research. We are going to gather the data through the methods like interviews will be done, okay, surveys will be done, and focus groups, we are going to discuss the concepts like, okay, so this is done through the teams. Okay, they are going to gather this one through the various modes, you can say. So it will help them to get a clear picture, or you can say clear idea about the customer requirements. Okay, and for the designing purpose also, the it allows the team to design with the user in the mind. So if we go through the focus on the surveys or interviews, you can say in the focusing groups, etc., they will get some type of the idea what is needed. Okay, what type of the application is needed. Okay, so they are going to get that points, ensuring the software will truly meet their needs. So through these concepts, analysis, planning, they are going to understand what is actually needed in the software. Okay, based on that, they are going to do this research, analysis, and planning. Then third stage is the technical design. So in this one, so here after analysis, designing the software is there. That is in the design phase, the team starts creating the visual elements like wireframes will be there, visual representations of the things what they observe, the requirements, and they are going to visualize the elements with the like wireframes, user stories, and some dfd diagrams, data flow diagrams will be draw. Okay, to map out how the system will work. Now based on the feedback, prototypes are created. So based on the what they observe outside world, interviews will be there, as I said, focusing groups. Okay, based on that feedback, the prototypes are created and fine tuned to make sure the design is moving in the right direction. So here visual representation, you can say, of user stories, what they discuss in groups or interviews, scenarios, various types of scenarios, they are going to visualize the elements. Then next is the technical design. So in the technical design team, so in this one, after gathering feedback, the team gets into the more details with the you can say technical design. So technical design means they are going to focus about the technical document, like how the software will be implemented, what is needed for the development. Okay, so how the software will implement, including the specific modules, specific components, how many modules, sub module, etc., and how they are going to be work together. So in the technical design, we can say they are mainly focusing about the system components or application, software application set of the modules, etc. Then user interface design, of course, it is needed for the communicating with the application. So UI design or user interface design, the focus here is to make sure the software is easy to use. So how, once we launch the application, how it is going to interact, how it is going to communicate with the users. So based on that, UI designers work on the visual elements and navigation and overall user experience to ensure the interface is friendly, intuitive. Okay, intuitive is should be there. So UI means how the touch will work. Suppose a mobile app is there, how it is going to be interact with the customers, how the touch will be there, how the menu options will be there, etc. So that is comes under the UI design part. Then last phase is the development of prototyping. We can say the prototypes or some type of the you can say design is created to visualize the design, okay, or module and functionality before the full development process. So this can range from simple wireframes. Already I said it is going to visualize the elements with the wireframes and some stories. So same way here also in the prototypes are created by visualizing the things and from simple wireframes to fully interactive models, high fidelity depending on the stage of development. Means during the design of software, we discuss about the how to create the creating the visual elements like wireframes or the user stories through some diagrams. Right now, it can be fully implemented in these prototypes, and we are going to get some type of the interactive or interaction, okay, models. So that are the various six types of the phases in the software design phases. Now, the tools, what are the tools needed for the software design? There are many tools in the market, but some of the famous tools I have collected here. There are many tools which makes the process of this design easier and more efficient. So whether we are working on any wireframes, prototypes, or documentation, we can go with these tools which will be helpful for your software design. So here are some of the famous popular tools are there, like Sketch are there, InVision Studio, Figma, Canva, Balsamic is there, Webflow, Axio, right, RP, Elementor. These are the famous tools for the software design. Okay, so that is all about your today's session for the system design or design engineering. In the next session, we'll see about the various types of the architectures and architectural patterns and the remaining concepts of this design engineering. Thank you, Ananal.